Hello and welcome, dear viewers, to a new episode of Business Insider. This is Mohammed Abdelrahim. The tourism industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the world. Most of the developed and developing nations depend on tourism for supporting their economy, and being such a large industry, there is no doubt that the structure of tourism is much more complex. In the tourism industry, marketing is a very important element because it helps businesses build connections with their target audiences by engaging with potential customers on social media. For instance, businesses can create relationships that encourages customers to book services or visit locations. In tourism marketing, there's something called the 7 major components, or the 7 A's. Attraction, accommodation, accessibility, amenities, activities, affinity, actors and acts. This is our main topic for tonight. Marketing of tourism, the promotion of tourism marketing, and the strategies of tourism marketing. Welcome back, dear viewers. With us now here in the studio is Dr. Alaa Khalifa, International Tourism Marketing Expert. A very good evening to you, Dr. Khalifa. Thank you for joining us.
A very good evening to you. Thank you.
Pleasure to have you with us. Dr. Khalifa, dear viewers, allow us first to watch a report on the topic and then come back and start our discussion. Welcome back, dear viewers. You are watching Business Insider with Dr. Alaa Khalifa, the International Tourism Marketing Expert. Dr. Khalifa, tourism marketing, could you just give us an introduction to this vast field, this big field? I'm sure this fast developing field as well.
Well, I would call it destination marketing, first of all. Destination marketing is that when you have a city or a destination or a country and you need to brand this country or this particular destination, you need to follow a number of strategies. These strategies are marketing strategies that are going to brand and position you into a global market for travelers. And this is why countries are utilizing destination marketing in order to polish their brand and polish their trade brand into a global market for travelers. In order to attract more travelers to come to their destination, among a huge competition from other neighboring countries who would like to attract the same kind of clientele or market share towards their destinations.
Right.
So these destination marketing organizations, which is like the one we have in Egypt, for example, is seeking through putting number of strategies or using a PR companies or using right marketing agencies to spread the word about their destination, about the capabilities of their destination, about their tourism products, in order to attract as many as much as travelers to their destination, in order to help bringing more tourists to help their economy to flourish.
Right. Dr. Khalifa, there's something called the 7 major components of tourism marketing, and you, the people in the field, call it the 7 A's. Could you talk to us about, for instance, the attraction, the accommodation, and the A's?
The attraction, the accommodation, the acts and the rules and everything. Yes. And the actors as well, which are the stakeholders of the industry. So normally it's the attraction is the destination, or the attractions inside the destination, where we are using to create content about that attraction in order to get more people interested or engaged to come to see that attraction. Accommodation, the facilities of accommodation, whether this accommodation is a hotel, it could be a Airbnb, it could be accommodation that it's a resort, it could be a mountain resort, it could be a camp, it could be anything. But the quality and the services presented inside these are when you call the 7 Ps for marketing, for tourism marketing, you're calling number of elements that should be existing in a destination in order to have that destination functioning and attracting more travelers towards it.
Speaking of accommodation, how do you like or how did you see the news that was declared by the tourism minister, Ahmed Isa, who talked about 25,000 new hotel rooms before 2024? How do you like the expansion of the infrastructure that we have here?
First of all, we need to understand one thing, is that in order to attract a large number of travelers towards your destination, not only that you need to create a buzz or a huge marketing campaign and spend a lot of money, but also you need to be prepared internally in terms of having the right connectivity between you and your target markets, which are mainly flights, connectivity. You have to have the right airports, the right capacity in the airports. You have to have the right spaces of accommodation. You can't have a dream to attract more travelers to your destination and in facilities of accommodations are not enough, or no, your rooms are not enough. Currently we have 210,000 rooms all over the country. And
so when we say 25,000 rooms, that's almost 10–11%.
That's almost, that's almost like...
an addition of 11% almost
that's almost like 11–12% increase annually, by the way, because we don't need 25,000 rooms extra to be added in order to reach a target of 30 million travelers coming to the destination, to our destination. You need at least 200,000 rooms to be added within the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay.
Currently, the 210,000 that you have will be able to accommodate between 13 to 15 million travelers that are coming to your destination, which is about what we are going to do by the end of this year. We're expecting nearly between 12 to 13 million by the end of this year, number of arrivals, a number of tourists within a highly increased number of room nights.
What's the record we had? Was it 14 or something?
It's 14 million.
Right.
In 2010. Not 2019.
Yes.
2010.
Okay. Because in 2019...
14.5 exactly.
Okay. So the next goal now should be like 15, 16? That's the next goal, is to trespass?
The next goal is to grow steadily, 10 to 15% every year. That's the goal. And in order to do that, you need to accommodate the increase with an increase of more hotels, more resorts to be built, more cities, more facilities to be given to investors, more encouraging whether local investors, international investors to invest in the accommodation industry, in the hospitality industry. So we have that a target, and we want to achieve it within 5 to 10 years.
Perfect. So let's continue with the 7 A's, if you allow us. You have the accessibility, something called the amenities. I don't know what's amenities.
I will tell you. If you go back to what I just said when I talked about there are 2 very important elements that had to be there in any destination. And it's not the only elements, but the very important elements were the connectivity and the accommodation, right? And the places for accommodation. The connectivity is the accessibility. Is the how are you going to be accessing that destination? What is the connection? How are you going to be connecting that destination? How are you going to be traveling? There are so many countries around the world you hear about, you would wish to visit, but it's hardly difficult. It's very difficult for you just to get there on a direct flight from where you are. So the more connectivity that you have as a destination, the more accessibility you allow potential travelers to come to your destination.
Correct. Amenities?
Amenities are the facilities. Is an equal to the facilities that you are providing into the destination. For example, when you have hotels, you will have to have number of high-rated hotels, excellent, like deluxe hotels, superior hotels, regular 5-star hotels, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star. And then in each of these hotels, you will have to provide number of amenities or services, such as powerful internet, such as clean water. You will have to have very good roads,
So
for transportation. It's the services that you present. Also the local transportation system is considered as part of the amenities that you are getting within a destination. Amenities could be your internet, you could be your cell phone communication company. That's part of the amenities that you're getting, connectivity.
So Egypt has seen a huge boom in,
we do have all of that.
In infrastructure expansion. Has it reach the tourism sector as much as you would like, as people working in that field?
We're growing. We're growing. We're getting back. We're getting back to the numbers that we've achieved before 2019. We're getting back. We are actually growing, and there is a huge demand from now until the end of the year. There's no vacant room you can find in any hotels or a cruise boat. That's because the whole world is mobilizing, the whole world is moving, and comes together with a powerful marketing campaign that we're leading at the moment. It synchronizes all into a potential or a exponential increase in the number of travelers.
It seems there was a hunger for tourism after Corona.
Yes,
maybe
of course.
Is that true?
The total number of travelers before COVID-19, the peak that it reached 1.4 billion international travelers. It's expected from now until the 10 years from now, the number will reach to be 2 billion. 2 billion. That's an increase
of 40-50% almost.
That you're talking about where those people are going to go into the destination. That means that the number of arrivals to each destination is going to increase. People would like to explore more. People would like to travel more. Domestic tourism is being extremely active. A lot of people are turning into wellness tourism. So many people are turning into adventure tourism. So many people are turning into a higher experience. This is why I always advise travel companies, tourism boards, to look after digital reputation, to look after how the destination is being branded, how it's been well received among travelers. The increase, the 500 billion travelers within the next 10 years increase, are going to explore new destination, are going to go to destination that cater for their personalization, are going to look after to look for destinations that give them amenities, facilities, more.
You have a new market out there, right?
Yes.
The world has a new market now. The 500 or 600.
Yes, of course. It's a market share. It's an increase for the market share. And what you need to do is focus, build the right strategy, okay? And you need to personalize your marketing message. You need to make your marketing message similar to what the traveler is going to find in your destination, and you need to spice up the stories that comes out from your content. You need to make them more appealing to your travelers. You need to make sure that you give all the facilities, and you need to take care of the touristic experience, the experience that you are providing to your travelers within a destination. That's what all counts. If you do not, it's likely, according to a research by Google, likely 79% of travelers are likely to repeat an experience in a destination if they like it. If they don't like it, they never come back.
That's normal. But the 79% is a big number.
It's a huge number when you also.
I mean, it's normal. If you don't like it, you will not go back.
60% of travelers are quite affected by a third-party content or reviews, or testimonial that other travelers are leaving about a particular destination. So the decision-making within the buying journey and the buying cycle of the traveler is affected by these elements. And one of them is the generated or the user-generated content, which is reviews. We have to look after this. This is very important. This is why every destination is doing their best to brand themselves as the most accommodating, most hospitable, and where the facilities are given, and it's ease of access in each of these destinations. That's why countries are opening doors, opening ways to travelers in order to facilitate the experience and make it an easy experience so that they can have a retention of the travelers coming back.
But the 1.4 billion you mentioned, here you are talking about all types of tourism, right? Be it domestic or foreign or between countries, right? So this means that almost 20% of the world's population, almost between 15 and 20%,
they travel.
Yeah, travel, whether abroad or internally, right? So so you're saying this is expected to be 2 billion in the next 10 years, the 1.4.
Shall I surprise you more? In 2050, the number is going to reach to be 4 billion travelers.
Wow.
Okay, this is the number of travelers that are using air travel, aviation, air travel across the world. They're traveling from a point to another point using air.
So you are seeing, you are describing a potential exponential, indeed, increase in this industry. Great. So your share, I mean, Egypt's share from our point of view, if we want to outperform, then we have to do more than this increase, right? Because there's going to be an increase anyway. It's going to be 50%, it's going to be 100%. So if we outperform, we have to be more than the average. Because if we are less than the average global increase, then we will have underperformed. So what shall we do, what should we do to make sure that we outperform? Because this could be of great benefit for a country so rich in heritage and treasures such as Egypt to benefit from that.
Before we outperform, before we create an increase in the number of arrivals, we have to make sure that the house is ready. We have to make sure that we have enough rooms in the house to take everybody in. So it's not clever to do huge massive marketing and you don't have enough space, because people will turn to other destinations. So you need to have a long-term plan to increase the rooms in your country, the rooms that are able to accommodate foreign travelers. And not only foreign travelers, also domestic travelers as well. The country is growing. So in my opinion, it has to go in a very steady plan. The amount of people that we will be able to receive every year has to be equivalent to the increase of number of room nights or for the rooms that we are building to accommodate all those people. We have to encourage the construction of new hotels, opening up new resorts, new areas, new cities to be brought up into the tourist maps. We need to encourage local investors to build hotels everywhere. We need to encourage
all types, right?
All types.
The 5 stars, the 4 stars, the 3.
Not only this, hotel apartments.
Right.
You know,
because Egyptians by nature,
1-star hotels,
they love to travel.
Lodges everywhere.
And Egyptians do spend a lot on leisure and entertainment.
Absolutely.
And they love to travel.
Absolutely.
But for some, it's too expensive. So if we make it for all classes affordable for all the 5, the 4 stars, the 3 stars, the 2 stars, is this in the plan? Is this in the scheme, or are we just
This is in the plan and the scheme. I hope so, and I have actually had internal reports saying that there is a very ambitious plan. of increasing the number of rooms for 200,000 within the next 10 years, and people are working tirelessly to achieve that goal. But again, if you are thinking that, hey, let's get more of a market share from another country or from the travelers around us, and you don't have enough connectivity or enough accommodation places in your country, with all different kinds of diversity, like you said, hotel, apartment, hotels, lodges, resorts, whatever, and you're not ready in that regard, then tourists will have difficulty in experiencing your destination, and if they do, they will feel like this is there's no access to your destination and easily, no access to hotels, no access to regular flight or particular flight that is cheaper enough that it can meet up with their budget, and they will turn up to other destinations.
This is a risk that we have to take
into account. Of course. So a lot of tourists have your destination right now and their bucket list, okay? With your marketing efforts, you're making them move that wish to be a reality from a bucket list to the to-do list, okay? That is a very crucial moment, but if you're not ready on the other end, this is like, let me give you an example that would explain it to you more. If you are a company and you're promoting a product, and all of a sudden you decided that you're gonna spend too much on your marketing, and you do like over-marketing everywhere, you're in every channel, you've done an omni-channel marketing everywhere, and so you reach the audience, you do remarketing, retargeting, everything to get your people, to attract them to your product, to buy them. And if you don't have enough inventory of that product, if you do not have enough people to handle inquiries of that product, if you don't have the right call center of that product, that you're going to receive thousands of phone calls and nobody's going to answer. And you're going to receive thousands of orders, but nobody will be able to ship them anywhere. Okay, because you don't have enough. Your factory doesn't produce enough. So the same thing in tourism. If you are not ready in terms of your capacity level, you'll be able. You will lose your chances of having more steady flow of your travelers. So what we're doing right now is that we are getting a steady increase of those travelers. Until maybe 5 to 10 years from now, we can reach our target audience, maybe 20, 25 million, I would say. And we can be like all the other competitive destinations where they have reached these numbers. We are there. We don't need to...
It's easy to market Egypt,
to worry.
It is. I mean, sometimes I just think,
it's something that people study people study in school, you know. People study in school. They study your country in school. People see it in geography, you know. You're not a country that it's like at the end of the world or the bottom of the world. You're just in the center, right next to Europe. You have a very strategic positioning. You have archaeological sites that are like maybe 20–30% of the archaeological sites of the world today. You have an amazing hospitality. You also have a great weather. People come to you for the weather, you know. Yeah. And so with a little bit of organizing,
and you have
the touristic experience, and the touristic experience is extremely crucial. Right now, everything goes to experience. If you don't organize the touristic experience, you know, things are not going to go exactly as you wished. But if you have the right touristic experience, you have the right amenities, the right facilities, the right attractions.
Of course, you have religious tourism,
access,
and you have medical tourism.
You have all types of tourism, all these different segments. And then you have, and then after you're ready, or within the process of you getting ready, then you can reach out to your target audience. And when you reach out to your target audience, you can actually present them the content that will appeal to them and make them decide, hey, this is a destination I want to see.
The to-do list.
Yes, to move them from the bucket list to the to-do list, and then it becomes a reality and they take an action. Once they take an action, you need to make sure that the marketing message that they received is exactly the same as the one they would experience on the ground.
Because there is a 79% chance here.
Because if they do not enjoy the touristic experience, then they will tell other people that your destination doesn't offer
The
us
third
exactly,
party.
and it becomes a disappointment. So it's very important that we wear a smile all the time. We make sure that people are well received. We make sure that the hotels have the right people to accommodate them and have the right people to serve them well. We make sure that our touristic facilities and amenities and those are the actors in your 7 Bs. The actors are the operators, the people who are handling the first line of travelers, you know. And then we make sure also that the acts, which are the rules in your 7 Bs, the acts, the rules, the laws are all in favor of enhancing this traveler's experience. And this way we can reach our target within the time frame.
Perfectly laid out, Dr. Alaa. Unfortunately, we're out of time. We thank you very much, Dr. Alaa Khalifa, the International Tourism.
It's always my
Marketing
pleasure.
Expert. Great to have you. Hope to see you again. And dear viewers, thank you for watching Business Insider. Next week, same time, inshallah, is a new episode. Until then, have all the best and goodbye.